Hi, this is Gary with MACMOST.com. Today, let me show you 4 ways to store secure information on your Mac without any third-party apps. MACMOST is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 1,000 supporters. Go to MACMOST.com/Patreon. There you can read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. Okay, so let's say you're using the password manager that's built into macOS, the one you see in Safari, and in macOS Monterey you'll also see it in System Preferences. You can use that to store passwords for websites. But what if you have some information you want to store that isn't a password to a website, like maybe a padlock code or a safe code or your ATM pin, something like that. In a third-party password manager they have places for this, little notes that you can create. But if you're not using a third-party manager, here are 4 ways to do it with just what you have on your Mac. First, what if you just want to use the password manager as it is? So you can go into Safari Preferences and then to Passwords and then Authenticate. And here's your list of passwords. In macOS Monterey you'll be able to do this in System Preferences as well. Now if you want to add your own you can add, but it's going to ask you for a website, username, and password. However, you can just fake this. For instance, use the website example.com and it will accept that. Then give it something like a name that's descriptive of whatever it is for the username. These are the 2 things you'll be able to see easily, and the password is the thing that's kind of hidden. So if you're going to do a safe code, maybe something like this, you can just add the password and then you could see it here. And notice that the password part is always hidden until you select it. And then you could go to Details to edit that information. It's kind of weird to use example.com or something like that as the domain name, but if you're always consistent, like maybe just use something like notes.me or some website that doesn't exist, then you can easily search for those. And then the great thing is they'll be synced over iCloud so you can see them on your iPhone as well. Now another way to do this is to use Keychain Access. Is the original app where you can access things like those Safari passwords. In fact, if I go to iCloud here and look at passwords, I'll be able to see all of my Safari passwords plus a lot of other things as well. But if you go to Secure Notes, that's a place for you to just create these little notes. So you can add a new one, call it what you want, and add what you want. And the great thing is that you could add a lot of text here. So for something like this you may want to add instructions on how to use this code. Or you may want to include a whole bunch of different information. Maybe padlocks and just all of the padlock codes for the padlocks that you have. And then you can add it and always access it again. Of course you have to be logged in order to access this at all. So you log into your Mac, you go to Keychain Access, and then you go here and you could view something like your safe code. You have to even click Show Note and you can see it's asking you for your password again. So you enter in your user password and then it reveals the note and you can edit it. Now another place you can lock away information is in the Notes app. So in the Notes app you can create a new note. So let's call this one Secure Codes or something. And in here I can do like, safe and put a code for that and maybe padlock and something like that. I can save all of these. And now actually just having them in Notes may be enough because in order to get to Notes you first have to log into your user account. So it's not like just anybody can get access to these. But if you really want you can go here and lock the note. And here you have to set a password and you set it up. And now you can see it's unlocked and I could read it. I could close it, or if I just were to quit Notes and go back into it, all of the locked notes are now locked. And you have to enter the password. And now it's unlocked. Now all of your locked notes lock with just one password. It's not a password per note. So once you unlock, you have unlocked all of your notes there. So it's an extra layer of protection. Now another way to do it is just have a document that's locked with a password. You can do this in Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. Using numbers kind of makes sense here. Although you can certainly do it in Pages. It's just a document with whatever you want. But in Numbers here you could do something like safe and padlock and other things. Include the code. Set this up with headings here, notes, things like that. Style your list as you want. and then save it wherever you want. So I'll just put it on the desktop here as an example. And now of course the only way to access this document is if you're actually logged into your Mac. So that may be enough, but if it's not, you could always go to File, Set Password and set a password for this document. You can say remember it in my keychain. So as long as you're logged in it will automatically open up the file. But if you take that file and then you move it to another place like a cloud location or you save it to a flash drive or you give it to somebody else, they can't open it up without the password. So now here's the file. You can see it's got a padlock. If I double click to open it it's going to ask me for the password before it reveals the contents. And now I can get in. So there are 4 pretty simple, straightforward ways to secure information like a note or a combination or something like that on your Mac without having to get any third-party software. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click the thumbs up button below to let me know. I publish new tutorials each weekday. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out.